There we go. Hi, good morning.
Hi, Mandy. Thanks for
Hi.
joining. I'm a recruiter here at Blue Bunny, interviewing for the leave and benefits administrator position. Can you walk me through your experience in administrating employee leave and benefits programs?
Yes, ma'am. So, in my current role as an HR generalist here at Wells Blue Bunny, I am currently responsible for coordinating and administrating, employee leave and some of our benefits programs. So, this does include initiating FMLA or short-term disability, personal leave, and then some ADA cases. Um, The majority of what I do is more of FMLA leave and personal leave. I am just starting to work through some ADA processes as I am relatively new in this role. So I'm currently working with an employee right now that needs some special hearing aids, and we're working through legal and also through our leave department to ensure that he can get those approved for him.
Right. How do you stay current with changes to federal and state leave laws such as FMLA, ADA, or paid family leave requirements?
Yeah, so it is a requirement that we stay current in all of our federal and state laws. So I am a member of our Iowa SHRM chapter, so it does provide us with like regular leave and legal updates. But also in our organization, we do have required training through our legal department. So we usually do that annually, but there has been times where it has come up where we can do it every quarter if needed. This definitely ensures consistency, reduces risk, and provides support and fair work environment. There are times where we're going to have some rare cases that do come up with situations that we might have not seen in the past. So we do have our legal team available for guidance, and they can walk us through any type of odd situation that we have. But our compliance is pretty regular, and we do receive any updates as they come in as well.
Oh, wonderful. Okay. Can you tell me about a time you guided an employee through a complex or sensitive leave situation? How did you ensure both compliance and compassion?
Yeah, so in my role, there is multiple situations where I deal with people with serious medical situations that do require various types of leave, including extended leave. So it is a very sensitive situation due to the overwhelming nature of the employee's illness, right? They're dealing with all that unknown and all the doctor situations. But they're also concerned with their job security and also pay during the time that they're off. So I am very empathetic and understanding of their situation. I take time and I walk the employee through the entire process of FMLA. So what does their process on their end look like? What does ours look like? And then I walk them through, these are the things that you have to do on your end and your doctor's end to get that information that our leave administration requires. And then I follow up with them. So I walk with them kind of through the process, and then I call them. I say, "Hey, I haven't heard from you in a couple weeks. I'm just checking in with your status. Do you need help with your documentation? Any updates from your doctor?" And then I just, let them know that we are thinking of them and that they need to understand that their job security shouldn't be their concern, that I am here to help them, that their priority is to get better and work with their doctor, and then we'll handle everything on our end, just to add some peace of mind because they're already dealing with a lot in the beginning.
Right. Yeah, I love that. Okay. So this role partners with managers, HR business partners, third-party administrators. How do you ensure clear and timely communication among all the stakeholders?
Yeah, so that's an essential key part of dealing with any types of benefits and admin leave. You have to have clear, timely communication because you are working with various departments. So it's important to establish your expectations early on with response times, your preferred channel of communication, and also timelines, like when things need to be completed. So I definitely have to do sometimes follow up with different departments to understand where we are at in somebody's situation. and make sure that we are up to date and on the same page, even if that it means, picking up the phone and calling people, because it is crucial for us to prevent delays, because this causes actually delays with an employee's benefits, right? They might not get the short-term disability, or they're getting a delay on their paperwork to get approved through FMLA. So, communication, not only through my department, but through all the other various departments, is a definitely essential part of dealing with leave and benefits.
Absolutely. Can you describe how you've used leave or benefits data to identify trends, solve a problem, or recommend process improvements?
Yeah, so we do use a lot of data, especially with reports and smart sheets. So we pull the data, it comes in as a report. And then we start to analyze the data and we determine trends. So, are there certain trends in leave that are happening, whether it's an increase in work comp and injuries? And if that is the case, what is causing this increase in the workplace injuries? So, maybe that involves we need to do investigations and determine, like, hey, we need additional guards on types of production equipment. Also determine kind of do we have an increase in leave when it comes to medical leave, right? So we'll determine that, we pull all that data, and then we meet with management. And then we will discuss, especially for us when it comes to production, our concern is staffing, right? Our lines have to have staffing to ensure that we can run. So we'll work with managers, we work with our scheduling team, to determine, okay, so we know that this person is going to be out for an amount of time. This person has a specific job duty that only they can do or certain selected people can do. And then we're going to determine where can we find coverage, right? So where can we place people to determine where coverage is needed to ensure that lines are still running? Because unfortunately, we still have to produce product even when people are out. So it has allows us to manage staffing accordingly to ensure that we still produce product even when people are out on leave.
So leave administration often involves personal and medical information. How do you maintain confidentiality and handle sensitive employee data?
Yeah, absolutely. So maintaining confidentiality and safeguarding an employee's data is number one top priority, not only for me, but for our company in general. Because we handle a large amount of medical information, so we have to be in compliance with all HIPAA and PHI laws. So, we kind of handle it as employee files are always kept confidential. We don't, allow sensitive information just laying around on our desk. And we also follow a kind of need to know basis. So if somebody doesn't need to know what's going on with the situation, it isn't discussed. And if we do have to discuss somebody's sensitive situation, then we do it in a private setting. So when we do have these ADA and FMLA meetings, um, we are set in a meeting situation where no one else is allowed access, and we discuss that person's situation to ensure that the privacy is upheld for the employee and that compliance is maintained.
Okay, great. Which leave management systems have you used, and how comfortable are you managing cases or generating reports within them?
Yeah, so we use Workday and we also use ADP for our tracking systems. So what this does is it tracks all the employees' information and allows us to manage like our leave cases. So in that system, we actually have to do a lot of inputting of our own data, which includes like a leave date, return to work date, any documentation that is needed regarding when they call in, and we have to make notations on what the doctor says they'll be out for 2 more weeks, doing a follow-up with the doctor in 2 weeks with the date. So we're constantly updating information. We have to upload documents as required, notate those documentations, notate when we have conversations with employees. Those systems are constantly updating as systems change, as things change, as new requirements and laws are founded. Our tracking systems have to be updated as well. So it's kind of a continuous learning process. And when those updates happen, right, there's training that goes out for us, updates, and then you're required to learn those systems pretty quickly and to be able to kind of maintain that same compliance as previous, no matter if we have an update or not.
Right.
Excuse me.
Managing multiple leave cases can be challenging. How do you stay organized and ensure accuracy and timelessness when handling several requests at once?
Yeah, so it can be very challenging. Our organization has roughly about 3,500 employees, and people can be out at various times for many different reasons. And some are very severe cases, and some are less severe. So we really determine through our tracking sheets, and we call them smart sheets. And those help us not only keep the documentation up to date, but it does provide us with kind of reminders on saying we can set reminders in there saying that in 2 weeks we need to check up with the employee. And then we do determine and organize cases based on like priority and severity, right? So if we have somebody out that's on ADA leave that requires like a long-term disability situation, that would take priority over a case that would be like a personal leave where somebody's out for 2 weeks because they had to go visit their grandmother who is ill in another state. So it just varies on the situation. And then we do follow-ups every single day with employees and then also with members of our organization to determine that we're on top of everything and nothing's being missed because it easily can be easily missed if you're not staying on top of those reminders, if you're not following up with employees and you're not connecting with our leaves department to ensure that we have all the information that we have.
For you today, did you have any questions for me?
Yeah, so can you describe for me what a typical day looks like in this type of leave and benefits admin role?
Yeah, absolutely. You start out in I don't know, I'm not very good at impromptu,
It's
sorry.
okay.
I don't know what to say. Do you have any other questions?
Yeah, so what do you have to, how can you be successful in this role?
In this role, being successful, open communication with the with your superiors and yeah, I really suck at this. Sorry.
No, that's okay. No, that's fine. And then what would be the next steps to find out kind of where I'd go from here?
The next steps, we're going to finish up interviews through this week, decide who we're going to call back. So I would expect the beginning part of next week to be able to hear back to us, do our next round of interviews, and have a decision after that.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Amanda. It was really
Yeah,
wonderful meeting you. I thank you for your time and consideration for this opportunity. Thank you so very
absolutely. Thanks
much.
for coming in, Mandy.
You're
Bye.
welcome. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day, ma'am.
You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye. I don't know how to stop the record.